Good morning and welcome to the trade setup right here on BloombergQuint. It's Wednesday, the midweek of a truncated week, I must say, with 3 trading sessions alone, but lots to tell you about. More so on the market side, less, maybe a bit less compared to yesterday on the stock side, but nevertheless an important update. So first, as we do every day, a bit of an update on the coronavirus status across the world. So the global cases top 1.39 million mark as per the latest data available with us, and the deaths exceed 79,000. This is the John Hopkins survey, which has now become a bit of a benchmark across most global websites. Japan has declared the state of emergency for Tokyo and the Osaka prefectures, and they've unveiled the stimulus details as well. Remember, it's a large stimulus, right? Very close to the 20% of the GDP or thereabouts, about $988 billion US dollars worth of stimulus that Japan has unveiled. So has declared, and that's and they've given out the details for that. So important for that economy, and I'll tell you why, because that market seems to be doing okay. And India has added about 508 new COVID-19 cases. The total, as of the last update available with BloombergQuint, is at 4789. I think we'll get some fresh updates at about 9 a.m. or 9:15 a.m. today. So we'll update that as well. You can log onto our website and try and read more about this. The other interesting thing that was the talk of town was Donald Trump putting it out on Twitter, his displeasure with regards to the WHO about the wrong advice that they gave, so on and so forth. Talking about, I mean, that WHO is a US-funded organization and how they are not playing ball, so on and so forth. His Twitter handle is active, all right, and now you can see the various facets that Donald Trump is now trying to touch upon in an election year as well. But what did all of this do? I mean, what has all of this done in the last 12 odd hours to world markets? So the US markets, which had a fabulous day on Monday, had a decent start or decent outing for some part of the day, and then completely lost way and ended very flat. So the intraday move shows you how quickly or how starkly the dip came in for the US markets as well. And the futures too in today's session are absolutely flat. So the big gain that we saw in Monday's session not quite seeing a follow-up. And that's a similar move in Asia as well. So Japan and Nikkei has some bit of a green on the screen. I don't know, maybe because of the stimulus that has been announced otherwise, but the rest of the Asian screen, which is Shanghai and Hang Seng that we have on your screen, or the peripheral markets like Kospi and some of the others too, are not quite trading with buoyancy. And the SGX Nifty, in fact, indicates a start, which is in the red in the session today. And I'm not surprised. I put this up in my trade setup an hour and a half back before seeing the SGX Nifty, because I really thought that the follow-up to the best day of since May 2009 in percentage terms would be a bit muted. I might be wrong, and we might well end in the green, but I believe that we may not really have that kind of a gain or even a really substantial follow-up move in the session today for the markets at large, because the news around the India coronavirus cases aren't the most positive, and maybe people will take notice of that. Well, technology and pharma actually saw some cash buying. There was some significant long positions built up as well, and therefore those could well extend gains in the session today. I would watch out though for the oil marketing companies. It could be a positive trading day today. And again, this might get proven wrong, but just watch out, because crude had a very sharp downtick in the session yesterday, almost 8 or 9% lost. The rupee snapped a 3-day losing streak and ended in the green as well. So some positive cues from a trading perspective for the oil marketing companies for a day, remember. But yeah, this could very well change, but do watch out. These are the things that I thought were interesting, and therefore I just wanted to point them out for our trading friends. Well, a 3-day losing streak or a 7-day losing streak, depending on which data you're looking at in terms of the FI data. But yeah, there was a positive number in trade yesterday. So FI is bought in about 741 crores and DI is about 422 odd crores. So those are interesting numbers. Again, don't think this makes a trend. Hardly, I don't need to tell you now, all of your experts too. But yeah, there was a bit of a buying that we saw in trade yesterday. What are the stocks, therefore, you should watch out for in the session? Well, I would watch out for Aurobindo Pharma, likely class action lawsuits being filed for withholding information in the US. And maybe, I mean, this is, as Darshan tells me, this is pretty routine for this to happen in the US against pharma companies worldwide. But maybe Aurobindo Pharma could well have a reaction in the session today, though all the other pharma companies could well have a good day in trade. Look at the gains and the fresh long positions that we saw in a Torrent Pharma, in a Cadila, in a Biocon, and all of these could well have an interesting morning in the session today. Watch out for Deepak Nitrite. DASDA prices have corrected. I was speaking to chemical dealers yesterday, and they said that DASDA prices have corrected and touched the recent lows, which might not be positive news, though it may not get impacted as much as well. But They have also received an approval to commence production of 2-ethyl hexyl nitrate products, and therefore that might be a small positive for Deepak Nitrite as well. Last but not the least, keep in mind that while the world markets by and large have gained from the recent lows, and the S&P until yesterday was up 20%, India is far away from it, but we may continue to be that way because of our own issues as well. So don't look at world charts and think that we should also have gains like this. And keep in mind that everybody is now starting to come out and give out dire predictions for the US, for the Indian economy. So HSBC says that they expect GDP to grow or not grow at all in calendar year 2020. Goldman Sachs says and said yesterday that they see a recession in India as consumption takes a severe hit as well. So there are issues of our own which might be idiosyncratic, and therefore you've got to be mindful of that when you're taking a call on India looking at the world markets. Thanks so much for tuning into the Trade Setup today.
The union to secure your future is here.